Welcome to Elliott's PT podcast. I'm here to help you find your balance and live your best life guilt-free. I don't believe there is a one-size-fits-all approach for health and fitness. We're all different and we need to find out what works for us. I'm passionate about helping people make realistic, long-term lifestyle changes that they will stick to and they will take with them forever. I don't believe in crazy diets or short-term fixes. We all need to live and find a perfect balance in diet and exercise that suits our individual needs. I want to help you find your exercise mojo, feel great and achieve wonderful things. Here is Elliott's PT podcast by Renae Elliott. All right, good evening everybody. Tonight I wanted to do a little talk about how to survive the next month, I guess. It's coming up to, well, we know it's kind of already starting in full swing of the silly season, and I thought it would be good to go over some things that you can do to not let it everything blow out the window, your progress so far, or wherever you're at. I feel that the Christmas season doesn't have to be blown out the window. I think it's just a perception, and for me it doesn't make that much difference. I still eat the same way I eat. I don't, we have different things on and that's fine. I don't feel guilty for eating certain ways or any of that stuff, and I hope that with everything that you have all been learning, that you are starting to hopefully you can start to be the same way, because it's it doesn't have to be that everything blows out the window and I'll just worry about it in January. You can be have a great time, still be go to all the special events and the other things you're on, and there's a few choices you can make and a few tweaks with things, which means that you're not going to miss out, but you still will you're still not going to blow everything out the window and then feel like in January, well, I've worked so hard up to December, and then I'm in January and now I've got to the weight that I'd lost up until December, I've now got to lose that plus whatever else we're still working from. It doesn't have to be that way. All right, it definitely doesn't have to work. So I've got a few little tips and some strategies that you could follow, and remember, I always believe in balance. So I am not someone that's going to tell you to just eat lettuce leaves and that type of stuff. It's all about finding a balance. And I like chocolate, I drink wine, I have all of these things. I have that stuff. I don't feel guilty for it. I have it and I move on, and I hope that you can do the same thing. Okay, so my first tip that I want you to think about when thinking about what the next month is holding for you, is I want you to think about how do you speak about it? What is your perception? So that's the first thing I find is people go, like you hear everybody talking about, it's Christmas time, I've got all these things on, I'm so busy, it all has to go out the window. Well, it doesn't. So think about the words that you're using and how are you speaking. So if you are always saying, I'm so busy, I can't make it all happen, it's oh well, don't worry about it, I'll just, if you're speaking that way all the time, that's what your brain's going to hear, and that's what's going to happen to you. But if you talk about Christmas as yes, I've got lots of things on, but they're really enjoyable. I'm going to make, I've learned so much by doing the things I've been doing through, say, the Little Black Dress Project, and I'm going to apply that knowledge to stay where I'm at, and so I can feel good, have lots of energy, but I'm not going to feel guilty for eating stuff. So think about what the first thing is. Think about how you are viewing December and make a plan accordingly. So again, if we are thinking about December as you hear, you know, like I've already heard lots of people saying it, I don't have enough time to exercise in December. I'm too busy. I can't work it out. You're not. You're choosing on how you spend your time. Okay, time is choice, and everything you have choice over. So yeah, so I want you to think about, I want you to really think about how you view December before we started, how you're viewing it, and you could maybe think about changing your wording or how you're speaking about the month, because like I said, it does not have to be that way. I just the same as we've spoke about the weekends. The weekends is I see the weekends as easier. I find the weekends easier than the week because my time is more flexible. Where I know lots of you had struggled, felt like you were struggling during the weekends, and you felt like everything went out the weekend. So apply the things that we've been applying for that to December as well. And it doesn't have to be that way. So first thing is be conscious of how you're speaking, because our brain is going to hear that, and that's what it's going to create for us. And so think about how you speak about December or Christmas time, and it doesn't have to be that way. Whatever you want it to be, it will be. And it doesn't have to. Christmas Day is one day. Obviously, there's lots of different events leading up to it, but it's actually only one day. So it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be what we already are hearing everybody say. So that's my first tip. Second tip is don't skip your meals. All right. We know, hopefully you're remembering and you're knowing how to eat well. We know we need a balance, but don't think that you're going to skip a meal to fix up something that you've done. Okay, because what we end up doing is when we're skipping a meal, you end up either, let's say you're skipping a meal because you're going out for dinner. Okay, so what's going to happen then is you have then starved yourself all day, and then you go out for dinner, and then you're just going to eat whatever you see because that it's there. So don't skip a meal, eat balanced. Okay. And I've said to you before, if you're going out for dinner or anything like that, you can try to balance it out, but make sure you've got, that you're having protein and fats and those types of things. Maybe less carbs because you're going to have a high carby dinner. So you can balance it out that way, but don't think I'm going to starve myself all day, and then I'm going to starve myself all day, and then I will have whatever meal, because you'll end up finding that you'll be ravenous and you'll overeat. But if you eat a balanced meals during the day, mostly focusing on proteins and fats, you will find that you'll be full and you'll eat better when you're out at your Christmas event or whatever. So try not to skip your meals, because that tends to lead to that binge cycling, and it tends to lead to overeating when you actually do eat. All right, and you have been tracking your food, and you can see what food works for you and all of that. And with everything, food for me, I value it as in how it makes me feel. And so I'm always thinking, how is food going to make me feel? So Janelle's saying she used to skip meals. Yeah. And so if you were someone that used to skip meals thinking you were balancing it out, it hasn't worked. It doesn't work. So be smarter, because you don't need to do that. You don't need to skip a meals, because you end up overeating when you do that. Yeah, that's cool. We are learning from all these stuff. We don't need to do that stuff anymore. So just what I would do is I would depending on the day, depending on the event or what it is, you go out if you go out for lunch, or we went out for lunch last week or the week before, and I thought, because I was just saying I value food on how I feel, and I really thought about what I ate, And obviously, with my brother is a chef, my younger brother is a chef, and I know how he cooks. He cooks for flavor, not really about health, and everything's got oil in this. And I really chose wisely, and I made sure, because if I have chips on my plate, I'm going to eat them, and I really made sure that I chose wisely, and I asked for no chips, and then I was going to have vegetables, and I was like, I said, is the vegetables covered in butter? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, no, give me a salad. So yeah, so I really thought, so again, you can plan, you can make your choices when you're out, but you can also plan leading up to. So what I would be doing is, again, I would just have, meals during the day that are higher in protein, and that type of stuff. And you can leave most of your calories to have in the nighttime. If you go over, that's fine. It's one day, that's it. As we've spoken about before, sometimes it's not that one meal that's the thing that blows you over. It's the choices you make after that meal. As in, if you feel guilty and then you think, well, I've blown this, so then I may as well blow the whole weekend. So that's what I'd be doing. So number 2 tip is do not skip meals. Number 3, their kind of crossover is focusing on the protein and the fats. All right, so just keep your protein up. Keep your protein up, and as I said to you before, I generally supplement with a protein shake. I find it the easiest way. I make choices when I know I'm busy. At least if I have a protein shake there, that I can have that on the go. If I'm out shopping in the shops and I'm hungry, I just nick into Coles and I buy one of those protein shakes, and I know that that's going to fill me up, and I'm not going to end up, I'm not going to end up ravenous because I've missed a meal. I'm not going to end up going for junk, or I get hungry and I just eat whatever I can find. So that's the next tip. The next thing I would suggest is to plan and schedule in your workouts. Now, again, it's an easy thing to go out the window at this time of year, because people think, oh, I've just got this, and I can't fit in workout. I can't fit in exercise. Well, exercise is so much more than just a workout, and your whole day flows from your workout. So I really don't think you can afford to miss your workout. I think it's really important, because I see it all the time. The loop of people, everything gets too busy, and they think, well, I'll cut out the exercise. So they cut out the exercise, and then it's like a vicious cycle from there. They cut the exercise out. They then, think they don't eat as well with their food. They start to feel a bit more crappier. They feel more lethargic, and it just skyballs from there. So you don't need to do that. I would be planning when you're going to work out, and I would more than likely try to plan your workouts in the morning, because I find that it's easier to make excuses at night. Definitely for me, and I know for other people, it's easier to make excuses at nighttime or in the afternoon not to work out, and especially with different things that crop up. Anything in the evening or the afternoon, it just tends to end up not happening. So plan your workouts when you're going to do it. I really can't encourage you enough to have something that you have in your face that you can tick off, especially for December. If you say, right, in December, I don't want it to be a month that blows out, and then I feel crappy in January and I think I've got to start again. And you don't. You could have a great December, be it all your Christmas festivities, and feel amazing in January. That's how it could be if you're organized with it, and you think about it and you're planning it that way. So so I would recommend plan your workouts when you're going to do them, plan them, and I would recommend to do them in the morning. Even if you're not a morning person, just get up and get it done, and then you don't need to think about it for the rest of the day. you obviously have the class timetable that you follow, but there's also all the workouts that you can do on videos via the app, or ask me for a video, so then you know you've got a backup of things. But I always do something in the morning before I start. So whether it means I get up at 4, it's my choice, but whether I get up at 4 and do a workout then, but I at least do that. And if I get anything else done in the day, then that's a bonus, but I know I've at least done that. And like I said, the exercise is so much more than just the class. Exercise is the thing that is my de-stressor. It's the thing that helps keep, I come, when I'm out for a run or a walk, sometimes I come up with the best ideas ever. So sometimes it's the only bit of time I get to myself. The morning is probably the only bit of time I get to myself, so it's really precious to me. And yes, and then I always feel like my day flows better when I've done a workout in the morning. So remember all these things, and don't let those things slide. They don't have to. You just need to be prepared and plan for it. All right. And all of these tips end up kind of tying into each other. Like I said, how you view December. So if you're going to view December or Christmas time as, I just always goes out the window, then it will. But if you go, no, I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to make sure that I've got a schedule of when I'm going to get my workouts in the morning. I've set my goal that I'm going to do, 4 workouts a week minimum, and you're going to cross them off when you do them each week. So then you've done them, that type of thing. I'm going to make sure that I'm focusing on, I'm getting my steps in. I'm, those things. So, and I like it. You've got to have something in front of your face so you can see it every day. So that would be the next thing. Make sure, just do it, get it done, and you will. I don't know anybody that says, I wish I never did that. So you will never feel bad for it. And remember, if we're thinking about habits, so if you've read that Atomic Habits book, if you haven't, I highly recommend for you to do that. But he talks about miss 1 session and that's fine. But if you miss 2 sessions, then you're starting to create a new habit of not to go. And when you stop, it's even harder to get started again. So just keep it up. You might come and you might do a workout. It might not be your best workout in the world, but you still showed up and you still kept the routine and you did it. So don't miss it. Don't miss too much, and exercise is such an important part of all of our lives, and it makes such a difference in so many other factors. So don't let that thing slide. It doesn't have to. And half an hour, 20 minutes to half an hour, you can fit that in. You really can. Okay, so my next little tip is thinking about what are your habits. So what is actually a habit that you have, or a habit with food, and what's a habit that you're doing that you're maybe just doing it because it's there. So are you eating certain things because that the food's just there, or are you eating it because it's something that you really love and you enjoy? Now, I love these caramel macadamia slices. They are divine to me. I love them. I can get them from the coffee shop down Malulabar, and I love it when I get it and I sit there and I savor it. And like sometimes Lee will be like, you wanna we'll go halves, and I'm like, no, we'll get 2 because I don't want to share. So I love them. So when I get that, I love it. I enjoy every mouthful, and I really, 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 really love it. So that's something that I'm going to eat, and I'm not going to feel bad for eating. I'm going to eat it, enjoy it, and and move on from that. Not guilty either. So that's one thing. But then there's some other things that I don't love that much, and I don't really like them. But if they're there, I'll just eat them. And if there's maybe crisps there, I'll just eat them. Any form of, if there's chocolate, I'll just eat it. but I don't love it. So that's what I'm saying to you. So if bread, like if it's a bread roll or something, you know, so those things that you don't love, are you eating it because it's just there, or are you eating it because it's because you really love it, or are you eating it because it's a habit and it's just there? So I want you to think about those things for you know, when you're out at social events, or what are you doing? If it's something that you love, like I love this caramel slice, then eat it and enjoy it, and love every moment. But if it's something that you're like, I could take it or leave it, then think about it. Is it really serving you? Is that thing going to help you get towards your goal? Is that thing do you really need to eat it? Is it something that you're eating just out of habit because it's there? I'm terrible for, if I know I have chocolate or anything like that in the house, then I'm going to eat it. So Haley says she loves Nutella, and that's fine. If you love it, then have it. But if it's something that you're having just because it's there, then maybe that's a habit that you don't need, and you maybe need to break. Maybe need to break that habit. So I don't buy chocolates. I don't buy that for the house, because if it's there, I'll eat it. And even if it's not the nicest chocolate, I'll still eat it because it's there. So I don't buy that stuff. I don't have that in the house. If we're going to, like, if we were going, say as well, you know, sometimes if you go to, like if I went to my mum's house for a Christmas function, you know, there would be some platters there, and I would probably just continually pick because the platter was there, but especially now, because I've been really working, for me personally, I've been really working on the things that bloat me. I would really make a conscious choice of what I was eating, because I don't want to have that bloated feeling. So again, I value how my values comes from how food makes me feel, and I don't want to feel that bloated really way. So I don't enjoy that. So that's where I've changed now, and I wouldn't eat that stuff. So I'm just asking you to think about the foods that, if you're at events or you're anything, that, you know, it doesn't have to be the thing that blows you out. So are you eating the stuff? If there's a bowl of crisps there, I would just pick and I would eat it. I would pick and I'd eat it, but I wouldn't be eating it because I loved it. I would just be eating it because it's there. So you know, you don't need to do that, and it's how you know, extra calories can really get in and really blow you out, and it's not something that you loved like as much as I love that caramel macadamia slice. It is good. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I don't know. Was he outside? Lee's looking for the dog. So that's the next thing that I would be thinking about. And my other tip would be to make sure you have your food prepped. So prep your food, have things organized. We know that when our food is prepped, especially when we're busy, you know, if you have food prepped, you're going to then, because maybe you have more things on, like I know in the next week or so there's different nights at school, different school concerts and different things like that, and then so you're busy from that, and then you come in and you go, oh, I can't be bothered making dinner. But if you already have something prepared in the fridge or in the freezer, then you know you can just get that and you're getting a nice nutritious meal. So maybe just think about doing a little bit of extra prepping so you've got that stuff for you. Now again, prepping does not have to be overwhelming. It doesn't have to be. Prepping is such a great tool. It is something that it actually ends up saving. I find it saves you time, especially, you know, when we're busy. So I would recommend to make sure you have food prepped. So like I said, what I like to do is I like to make up a sauce. I make up a sauce of something, and I batch it into bags. So let's say my kids love butter chicken. So I make up that, pack as much veggies as I can into it, make that up, bag it up, and then freeze the bag. So I just need to take out the butter chicken sauce and then add the rice. So there's those types of things. There's also, so I did that a lot with different stuff. You can prep your food, as in make double of something, freeze one bit, keep that, so have food prepped. You could also make sure that when you're shopping, you could make sure that when you're shopping for food, that you've got some quick wins, which I call them. So they're foods that are going to be healthy and nutritious, and you can have them easily on the go, or make them up easily. So it can be things like, there's frozen meals that are not that bad for you, so, and if you've got them on the go, then that's a better option than takeaway. It's a better option than nothing, or, because you end up just picking it. I know for me, if I'm not organized, I'll just eat toast because that's quick and easy, but it doesn't really make me feel that great. So you can do those, get those kind of quick wins from the shop. So there's things like the frozen meals. There's other things like the snap lock veggies there's just a bag of them. There's even buying a roasted chicken. The other day Cooper had his tooth done, and it came out of the dentist, and that took longer than expected, and so that had happened, and then I had to go. I didn't have any time from then. I hadn't had any lunch. I didn't have any time, and I had to go buy him soft things for his mouth, and I just ended up buying a cooked chicken, and I just had that, and that was a good option at the time. And so there's those types of things. So look at some of those things that you could have. You can either have them. I've got these noodle things that take like nothing, but they're really low in calories. And tins of tuna, I find that easy thing. So make sure you've just got some food prepared, or you've got some different options that are going to help you, especially when you're busy. You will be so thankful that you did it, because again, it's thinking about the snowball effect. You start eating crappy, you start feeling crappy, you feel more sluggish, you slow yourself down, you then say you can't be bothered to exercise because you're tired, and sometimes you're tired because you're eating crappy food. So you see it all runs into each other, and one meal out or whatever then turns into a crappy week, and it doesn't have to be that. So that's some of my tips on the things on how you can look at December and not let December blow you out in calories, blow you out. And it's just a few little simple tweaks that you can make. It's all very achievable. I really, really believe in having a balance. I believe in enjoying your life and still living your life, but being as healthy as you can. And I definitely enjoy my sweets. I enjoy going out. I enjoy having a glass of wine and all of that stuff. And I don't feel guilty for anything. I never feel guilty for I don't feel guilty for eating food. I don't feel guilty for doing anything, and nor should you. And so December doesn't have to be a month that blows you all out. It can be a month that you can enjoy all the lovely festivities that are going on and still stay on track. All right, so I will quickly go over the tips. To quickly go over the tips. So my first tip was think about how you view the holidays and how you're speaking about them, or view the Christmas period and how you're speaking about them. Then making sure that we're not skipping meals. So you're not thinking that it's cool to skip meals because you're going out. You just being mindful of, like I have a soup that is so amazing. If you want the recipe, message me. It is a kale, and it's like a potato and leek soup, but it's made with kale and cannelloni beans, and it's really, or however you say them, it's lovely. It's really nice. And it's only 100 calories, but it's really filling, and you feel great because it's got like spinach and celery and leeks, and the beans make it creamy. It's really nice. So you can, so don't skip your meals. You can, so that's my next tip. Eat a balance of make sure you're just focus on your protein, get the protein up, make sure that's high. Eat when you're going out, eat a balance of protein and fats. My fourth tip is plan your workouts and make sure that you're getting them in. I would recommend for them to be done in the morning instead of the evening, because I find that we are more likely to stick to it if it's done in the morning. And just get it done. Don't just do it, and don't break the routine of not working out, because it seems to be harder. And if we think about our habits, we think about think about how everything else that falls into place that makes you feel better when you do exercise, the reasons why you do it, and don't let that stuff slide. The longer that you start to miss one workout, that's fine. You miss two, you're then creating the habit to not work out, and then it's even harder to get back. And you've got many options for that you do not have to miss a workout. And think about your habits with your food and your drink. Like, what are the things that you really enjoy eating? If it's, your grandma makes a special pudding. My great gran used to make a pudding, and we used to just get it because she used to put $2 coins in there. A dumpling or something she used to make. It was we used to just love it because she put money in it. So if there's something that you love like that, then have it and enjoy it. But if it's something that you don't really love that much, are you just eating it because it's there? Like, if a platter's in front of you, you're just going to pick at it. And if you are in control of making the platter, you can make platters that are pretty good. Maybe we should go over how to make some platters. I will do that one day. And be organized. My last tip was being organized and making sure that you have food prepped. Making sure you have food prepped, because prepping is the key. And when we have food prepared, we know we've got that stuff to go for, instead of because we are going to be busier, instead of not having that stuff and then you're going for junk or toast or not eating or any of those things. So that is my tips there on how to start surviving or get through December with a bang. And I know you can all do it, and I know that you are going to be really, really successful. And it does not have to be the month where you let all the hard work that you've come up to slide out the window. It doesn't have to be that way at all. It can just be another month where you actually keep progressing, learning more about yourself, and you will still get great results. And that is what I want for everybody. All right. So that is our tips for December for the holiday season.
Thanks for listening to the Elliott's PT podcast. I hope you have been able to find this information of use to you. If you know someone who might enjoy this podcast, please share it with them, and ensure that you subscribe so you can be the first to know when new podcasts are released. If you have the time to leave a 5-star review, that would be amazing, and it would be greatly appreciated. If you do so, please screenshot and share onto any of our socials and tag us. Then email the screenshot to hello@elliotspt.com, and we will send you a free gift to your inbox. Thanks so much. Have an amazing day. Speak soon.